It takes a good amount of time before the view count updates. It's not a very reliable thing. Like, obviously we have Theodore Christopher AA Alkaline and it's confetti in here, and yet I see it at 1 viewer. Oh, it literally, right as I was in that middle of that sentence, it updated to 9. Theodore. Dude, the German guy. What's up, man? Bram, Link, thanks for being here at the start of the stream. You guys are wonderful. Oh, hey, the view count just dropped back down to 1. Don't know what happened. Theodore redeemed hydrate. I got the water bottle right here. I'm pretty good, Confetti. Pretty good. We have a cat problem still. I tamed 2 cats, but that didn't seem to solve it. I think that I just need to corral some wild cats and stick them in a village. Got your tongue. I'm ready to mass genocide some cats right now. I'm so tired of them spawning. I think I know I've seen 2 new cats around the base. Okay, we're about to turn on the stream. We're about to turn on the Minecraft. Before we do, prepare yourselves. Grip the edge of your seat. Wash out the debris from your afternoon nap from your eyes. Prepare yourself for gloriousness. Behold our new art. Isn't it so cute? It's so cute. It's so good. I like it so freaking much. And we figured out a nice little way of sneaking in the sub count in there, which I think is awesome. And like, I think that translates. I was a little bit worried about it, like the scale showing up on stream, but like, as I look at it, and look, there's a cat. 391 seems just fine. I really like it. Thanks, Alpha. It takes up so much less space than the sidebars. So much less space. We need 9 more. Wouldn't that be great? Theodore, did you just make a new account? I think it looks so... Said yes. Wait. Hoy? What does hoy mean? H-O-Y? Hello? Why'd you just type H-O-Y? One line at a time. Anyway, we have the new art, and it's so good, and I'm so happy with it. It seems like it just fits super nicely. If you watch it pretty carefully, then you can see that it's even animated. And I think that looks pretty sick too. No. Does it blink? No, that was something I was talking about with Candy, though. We'd have to come up with, like, I don't know. As we were talking about it, she thinks that we'd need about 3 or 4 frames in order to make it blink correctly. So she'd have to draw 3 or 4 frames of eyes in, you know, stages of blinking, and then sequence those correctly in order to give it the appearance of a blink. It looks good. Thanks, man. I like it a lot. I tried to make it, I took the feedback that you guys gave, and I tried to make it as non-invasive as possible. We also tried to make sure that we could keep the sub goal, or the, well, not goal, but the sub current versus record in there. Yeah. Where's that other cat? There's like a white cat over here somewhere. What's the animation? If I hold still, you should be able to see that there's some embers. It looks like the compression. I was just looking at this on my end. The compression of the stream might make it harder to see the embers. That's something we really didn't consider. How can I give you a background that's clean? Yeah, you can definitely see that it's animated, for sure. It's not the Phoenix itself that's animated, it's some like fire particles behind him. Yeah. And of course, as I'm moving and then the compression starts to kick up because I'm moving, then you're gonna lose a little bit of those, like, the fine particles. But they're there. They're there. It was supposed to be very discreet, with the, because you don't want it to sit here and just like, imagine if it was just big and flashy all the time and just a crazy amount of animation. Well, then it would constantly be pulling your eye at the top of the screen, and it'd be very distracting if it wasn't discrete. In 1/16, that Nautilus shell would actually have been a rare drop. But because we have a billion Nautilus shells, it's kind of like, whatever. And there's Candy Rabbit. She's the one that designed it all. Well, I sketched it out on a piece of paper. A really crappy, like, stick figure-esque drawing. And she took my crappy stick figure-esque drawing and created what you see in front of you. I think that's the best way of representing what happened. I don't know where. I need to have a chest of, like, I don't know, old fishing farm drops, but I just don't see, like, any shulker anywhere around that would be good for that. Oh, hey, bud. I was looking for you. No tridents, though. And see, so now the emotes make a little bit more sense, right? When would you say a world is done or satisfactory in a state of completion? We have our to-do list, and I think that we want to finish quite a bit on the to-do list. I don't know if that answers the question. Sorry, I was distracted. My desk was dusty. Where is my... I was getting a message from Candy Rabbits, and I was trying to read it, sorry. So when would this world be done? That's a good question. Do you know where my redstone shulker is? I don't know where my redstone shulker is. Oh, hey, I found my redstone shulker. So we have a guardian farm, a raid farm, a mob-proof the base, general item storage to auto-feed the pumpkin carver, a potion room. I want to finish... Mining out the hill is maybe a bad way. Light up surrounding area. So let's say that. Light up surroundings. Okay. Villager trading, which we've been working on. Fix the torch spam. That might also come with this, like lighting up the surroundings and fix the torch spam might all happen at the same time. Storage array trash. So that is saying that it might be better to call them storage towers. Yeah, let's call them towers. Storage tower trash. Get me the Y. Tower trash. Okay, sick. So the storage tower trash, that could be something that we worked on today. Basically, whenever I go to use these storage systems, I need to dump extra items back into the farms because inevitably I pull out too much, right? So here's a good example. I pull out a stack of pumpkins so I can sell this stack of pumpkins to the villager. And I sell a stack of pumpkins to this villager, right? And I was pretty quick about that. And I have 11 pumpkins remaining. And like, that's my whole point. It's like, what do I do with those 11 pumpkins? I don't know. So that's why we need the storage tower trash can. And then we also want a brown mushroom farm that likely feeds into the potion room. For pretty obvious reasons. The most common potion that we're making is Splash Potion of Weakness for villagers. Is a Bident a tuning fork? No. A Bident is a Bident. A Bident couldn't be a tuning fork. Well, wait, hang on. This might be a square as a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't a square. A trident could be a Bident could be a tuning fork, but a tuning fork can never be a Bident. Is that, boom, answered. So the reason being is if the Bident is made of metal, and when you would then flick the metal Bident, it likely reverberates at a specific pitch. That makes it a tuning fork. But to be a Bident, it would need to be weaponized, large. It would have to have sharp prongs on the end, likely with hooks to catch and hold prey. Tuning forks never have any of those features described. Whereas a Bident might have the features of a tuning fork, but a tuning fork will never have the features of a Bident. Boom, answered. I built the same villager breeder as you, but they won't do the thing. Why? Because you didn't build the same villager breeder as me? This one is not the Impulse design. Impulse's design is a bad design and shouldn't have been made into a video. This is not his design. We talk about that. Literally, I was up until 5 a.m. last night talking with some super well-respected members of the Minecraft community, like the behind-the-scenes Minecraft community. This is like the support people for all of your favorite Minecrafters. Know a lot of these guys. And I was up until 5 a.m. talking about that exact problem. I copied same as you did, where the beds are. Wait, what do you mean? So you actually used my design? I've never made a video on it. I don't know how you would know where my beds are. I'm trying to figure out how to get in there without trampling the crop. You slowed the VOD. Okay. That'll do it. Sure, okay, concede. I shouldn't have come at you with such hostility. I'm sorry. I literally got triggered. My B. That's on me. Okay, so I'll help then. So the first thing is all villager breeders must wait before the farmer farms up enough produce in order to then share it. The villager inventories must be, I think it's 25 produce, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But there is a minimum amount of produce that both villagers must have in their inventory before they'll start breeding. So I think it's 25. So you need to wait for the farmer to get so full of potatoes, carrots. I recommend carrots. You need to wait for the farmer to get so full of carrots, he then trades some of those carrots to the other villager. And then you need to wait for both of them to meet that minimum threshold. So that's the first thing, is it takes a little while before it starts working. Minimum's 12. There you go. Siren's got me. Okay, so let's say that you've had it running for a long period of time and it's still not working, and you can actually check what their inventory is by doing a data get entity and then use his name. It'll be like 4801 blah 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 blah. It'll be something like that, right? And you should just be able to tab to autocomplete what his name is, right? And then so you do / data get entity, the name of the entity that you want to check, and then you type capital INV, inventory with a capital I. So then you type that in, and so I'll actually just copy paste this. Come on. Data get entity, the name of the entity, inventory. So I'll paste that to you, and then you can use this to check. Oh, come on. Okay, you can use that command to see what their inventories are like and see if they have the correct amount of produce. Moreover, cool. Ooh, we almost fell in. That would be no good. Okay, moreover, the beds need to not be claimed by the player. They do need to get claimed by the villagers. So if you're having problems, you might consider destroying and replacing. That's the correct wording. You might try destroying and replacing your beds if their inventory is above the minimum threshold. Again, Siren thinks it's 12. I don't remember what it is, so you'll have to trust him. Lastly, you only have 3 beds, right? So as soon as there are 3 villagers that can track or path to those beds...
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Eyebrows! With the 33 months, dude, you're a freaking legend. Thank you very much for the love and support. The 3s. You only have 3 beds, so if you have another villager that could somehow path to those beds, then one of those beds will be claimed, and then they won't breed because they'll think that their village is full. You don't need to move the villagers a million blocks away, as some people say in their videos, as evidenced by the villagers here, and as evidenced by the villagers we used to have sit just inside of this space. We used to have them back all the way up into the water stream. Oh, well, there was the cramming. But they cannot path. No other villagers can path to the beds except for those 2. And so I would start with those issues if you're trying to fix your villager breeder. How would you feel if someone was subbed for 333 months? Hang on. 333 divided by 12. No, stop. 3. Oh, my numlock's off. 333 divided by 12. That'd be 27 years. Actually, almost 28 years. That would be wild. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing 28 years from now. I'll be in my late 50s. Could you make a video on your farm? This is what I was up talking with other members of the Minecraft community until like 5 a.m. about. This is what before I started the stream today, I pulled Girlfriend aside, I pulled Candy Rabbits aside, and I was like, hey, I think I know my disconnect with making YouTube videos. I don't know how to get over it. Can we talk about it? And you know what, chat room? Maybe I'll talk about it with you right now. Because you've heard the rants, you've heard my anger, you've heard my frustration with other members of the Minecraft community. But that's just the front end. I shouldn't hold on to that anger. But the question is, how do I release it? How do I move past it? So the quickest, can you make a video on what you'd be doing in your late 50s? I don't know. Probably drinking my Pedialyte. Fletcher, which is a... If he lives. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that, but Monka ass. Wait until you stayed until 5 a.m.? Yep, I sure did. That's definitely the last one we're doing. Looms, what is it, the Shepherd is gonna be the hardest freaking villager. So I want to make one more Fletcher real quick. How are you doing? I'm a little sleepy. I'm a little groggy today. I've got that like didn't get enough sleep / stayed up too late fogginess. Limbs never dies. He's simply reborn. That dude knows. Okay, I wanted to make a Fletcher. So that means that we need the fletching table. I need... Okay, so while we go get the rest of the stuff that we need, I'll keep talking here. Here's a farm for slaves. I want one. Okay, so this disconnect that I'm having is... Let me explain it through a metaphor, right? I love Minecraft. Obviously, I enjoy playing Minecraft. Minecraft, I think, is one of the greatest games, if not the greatest game to have ever existed. Okay. I think that's all I needed. A hopper minecart, maybe some splash potions of weakness, and a golden apple. Yo, do we know where are our golden apples go? Oh, there they is. Oh yeah, we probably want to take all of them. Okay, sick. Okay, I think that Minecraft is the greatest game, one of the greatest game, if not the greatest games to have ever existed. It's objectively one of the greatest of games. You can't even argue that. The cultural impact that Minecraft has had with non-gamer folk is oh, come on, dude. You're killing me here. Is it anyway, but that's not the point. So can you show the minecart pickup thing? Yeah, remind me in a couple of minutes while we're waiting on this guy to convert. So for the Fletcher, what did we want him to have? I think we wanted him to have like a flame bow. Yeah, that's where we're putting the loom. I think we wanted him to have a flame bow because I think we have everything else that we want from other dudes. Okay, so I think that Minecraft is the greatest game ever. I enjoy making things inside of Minecraft. I really like getting to share the things that I make inside of Minecraft. So I like getting to show you my villager breeder, my tree farm, my iron golem farm, my dark room mob farm, all of these things that I use and build. I think it's really fun and interesting to share them with the community. Hey, there's a glass bottle, sick. I'm gonna turn you into a honey bottle. I think that's a really fun and kind of unique experience. Expanding on that, if I do it well enough, I get paid. Like, just to call it what it is. I mean, YouTube ad revenue is a thing, right? So if I'm good at the way that I play Minecraft, if I then share it with the right people without even doing anything manipulative, I can provide for myself, which is also a really wild situation, which I think that makes this game even more of like a like an appeal at the very least, right? So why don't I want to make videos? Where's this disconnect that I'm having? I don't think we convert him yet. We almost did the exact same thing again. So where is this disconnect that I'm having? Oh, okay. Well, we got to figure this out a different way. I need him to buy... Hang on, I got to look up villager. It's social with no S. Villager trading Minecraft. Okay. Did you make a pickup for them? Yes, I did. Someone's blasting Africa by Toto. That guy's living their best life in this quarantine. No, I need villager trading. I just want the infographic. I personally find the Minecraft community to be fairly toxic compared to the Twitch community. I mean, maybe. So the issue that I have, and I'm going to use a metaphor to describe this. So I've now described all the loves that I have for this game. I think it's a great game. I think it's one of the cultural mainstays. I think that it's really good for like helping children look at things from if this then that analytical approach. I believe it helps them with like the scientific method. I think that it helps them understand computer code. I think that it helps them understand electrical engineering through Redstone. I think that this game is absolutely great. It teaches you a wonderful amount of I mean, it's wonderful. So why don't I want to make videos? So I'm going to use a metaphor to describe this, okay? And I'm looking at what my Fletcher can do. We really want him to have sticks in his opening trade, which he does have sticks. So let's go get some sticks to trade him. Now he's blasting take on me. Can I be friends with your neighbor? How do you know what trades he'll have? Just by looking at the first ones? I don't. It's not possible to know what trades he's going to have in the other slots just by looking at the first ones. So I have to unlock those later trades. And then if those later trades are bad, then we just kill him and try again. You don't even know who they are? Sounds like you should go be friends with them. And now we wait for him to unlock. Oh, wait. Here, I'll link you the infographic. This shows you all of their potential trades, but I can't know which one of those potentials they might have until we just push through them. So this is a guaranteed. It's always flint, and it's always a unenchanted bow. That's always the case. Next, it's always string and a crossbow. So we can see string into a crossbow. So let's go get some string real quick. So, I'm going to explain this disconnect with a metaphor. Imagine that your favorite thing to do is play like baseball or soccer, right? Your favorite thing to do is to play some like... Yeah, I'm going to simplify this. I'm American. You guys are just going to have to deal with my baseball metaphor. It's not super derivative, though. Trust. It'll be okay. So say my favorite thing to do is to play some sort of recreational soccer. I'm not playing it the hardest. I'm not playing with the intent of going pro. I'm not playing... I want to have a good time whenever I spend my time playing... baseball, soccer, it doesn't matter. Okay? But to play this game, it's inherently a community-based game. I have some people in my circle, my teammates, that I get along with well, and we play the game in as healthily and as fairly as we can. But the other team cheats. The other team uses extremely manipulative practices in order to force outcomes that bully people out of playing the game. Out of playing soccer, out of playing baseball. I needed to have flame. Power 2. That's not bad. Let's go look at the other Fletchers. So, how could I want Power 2, Unbreaking 2, Punch 2? I don't like the Power 2 and Breaking 2. I almost want to get rid of this guy and replace him with the guy that we have. What is the reason that we want to bring the Fletcher over into this area? Selling string? String, feathers, and tripwire hooks, right? String, feathers. Okay, so it just hasn't... We haven't unlocked his final trade yet. And this should give us his final trade. And it basically determines if he lives or dies. He's got a 66% chance of living. He didn't hit it. We really wanted him to have tripwire hooks. And he could have had... It was an enchanted arrow, an enchanted crossbow, or tripwire hooks. And he hit the 2 that we didn't want him to have. So he got the string. No, wait, it's guaranteed to get the string. Yeah, okay, so he dies. We put the new villager in his spot, and then we make another Fletcher for... Okay, sick. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Who the hell needs tripwire hooks? Exactly. Who needs tripwire hooks? That's why we're going to sell all of our tripwire hooks that we get from the fishing farm to the villagers so we can make money off of the tripwire hooks that we don't need. Exactly. So how do we do this in a way that doesn't make the other villager mad at me? Because isn't that a fear? Do we need to, like, get a zombie to come murder him? There's another cat, dude. We still gotta figure out this cat problem, too. Flint and steel? Come on. You two were supposed to exist to stop new cats from spawning, and you haven't done that. I'm probably going to murder you. Here.
How quickly the tide turns.
How quickly the tide turns. Is he going for my bed? For Poppy with the 33 months eyebrows, and for Poppy, we're both 33-month subs today. Okay, let's lava him or flint and steel him. I don't want to shoot him directly. So, okay, so simply, I want to play soccer. I really like playing soccer. Soccer is good for me. Soccer is an enjoyable experience. But I'm incapable of playing soccer because most of the other teams that are playing are cheating. I was just making sure that my base wasn't on fire. Okay, not that big of a deal. Not super concerned with that. So how can I want to play soccer in this metaphor when the other team is cheating? And that's a legit question. Like, that's not supposed to be rhetorical. Alright, so we do like this villager. So we are going to get him traded out. Do I get like a lever? Cheat as well? Okay. I don't think that that's a bad response, but to do that, it would require me to sell out. It would require me to like sell my integrity. That doesn't make me feel particularly good. Okay, that's basically what we want. Okay, so we've already locked in his trades, which specifically is a power 2 bow. So then we can combine the power 2 all the way up to power 5. And then power 5 plus punch 2. Power 5 plus punch 2 plus unbreaking plus infinity. So we now have power, punch, unbreaking, infinity. Power, punch, unbreaking, infinity. We're just missing flame. We only need a flame enchant somewhere from the base. Okay, how are they cheating? I have went on this rant a lot, so I'm gonna try to condense this, all right? I'm gonna try to give it to you in like 30 seconds, so mentally prepare yourselves. There are two ways that they're cheating. The first way that they're cheating is they're spam posting uploads in order to dominate the search results to completely bully out other people from ever being able to appear in search results. Look at somebody like Waddles. Waddles posts like 7 videos all dedicated to the same content. Secondly, there are people that post misleading titles. Again, Waddles is a good example here. He'll make a video, he'll title it How to Build Blank. He'll title it as if it's a tutorial, but then it's just a regular Let's Play. So that way it can compete in both the Let's Play space and the tutorial space. However, it's not a tutorial, so he's bullying his way into the tutorial space so he can, for ad revenue, right? For clickbait, for viewer manipulation. Thirdly, and lastly, even if they don't manipulate the metadata, the information that people are presenting are outright fabrications. You can look to Impulse for a good example of this. Impulse has recently become popular or become famous because, I don't want to say famous, but he's gained a little new notoriety because people say that he made a a filter that doesn't break when it overflows. This design has been around since since a week after filters were discovered. This design has existed. Why is Impulse taking credit for it? That's wild to me. Additionally, Impulse's villager breeder has some outright fabricated claims inside of it. He claims that it gets 12 per hour. The 12 per hour number is derived from the minimum time it takes before villagers can breed again. But that would require a perfect world for villagers to 5-minute timer come up, instantaneously breed, and then immediately go back on the 5-minute timer. Even if we say that they are perfectly breeding every time that they're up, we know that the breeding mechanic takes like 10 seconds, which means that a complete villager breeding cycle is more like 5 minutes and 10 seconds, not 5 minutes exactly, which means that the theoretical 12 rates are actually impossible. It's more like 11 and a half are the theoretical true possible rates. Additionally, his farm is just outright bad. I look at this because this is my villager breeder. His farm is outright bad because it breaks to lightning strikes, it breaks to villager AI, it breaks because it doesn't properly move the babies out of the village because of like improper hitboxes. It breaks all the time. His video has 1.7 million views, I believe. It's over 1 mil. Hang on 2 seconds. Villager, breeder, Minecraft. Okay. Oh, I lied. I'm sorry. It doesn't have 1.7. It has 1.8. Okay. So that's how they're cheating. So, and now to summarize in one sentence, metadata manipulation, so lying in their metadata, in order to appear in higher end search results, spam posting videos in order to push other videos out, and lastly, creating outright false claims inside of their own video. Oh yeah, there's a fourth one. And yeah, well, I got, yeah. And then taking credit for other people's work. Yeah. Basically clickbait, spam, dishonest content. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I'm perfectly fine. Well, I don't know. It's a question if I'm fine. So there's the kind of, that's the thing that makes me, I don't want to compete in that space. I don't want to inside of our soccer or baseball metaphor, I want to play soccer. I want to play a good, fun game of soccer where everyone's trying their best and we're all playing respectfully of each other. And that's not possible because there are so many bad actors. And I don't want to say that this is just limited to Minecraft. This is the entirety, this is the system that YouTube is rewarding. You are rewarded for posting spam content because you get more views and therefore more dollars. You're rewarded for posting clickbait because you get more views and therefore more dollars. You're rewarded for posting dishonest content because you get more views and more dollars. So why should I want to play that game? Why should I want to play? The game that I'm playing would be, I'm playing against cheaters. Can we see your villager breeder? That's why there's different leagues to baseball too. Okay, that's a fair point, but that's where my metaphor would break down, right? Inside of that response. Because there's not different leagues to YouTube. Everybody competes against everyone. I compete against PewDiePie, and I also compete against every mom who is just posting their son's 3rd birthday on YouTube, right? Everyone competes with everyone on the platform. Okay, so I'll show you my pickup station now that he is in the process of being bred. Yeah. Oh, hey, you just reminded me. Perfect. Okay, so we go through we have them contained by glass, and then we have the rail clip through the floor. And then because it clips through the floor, you're able to get the momentum. It bumps the villager. It comes up underneath the villager. So both the villager and the minecart are moving at like the same time, which is always what you need to pick up that villager. You got to get them to kind of like bump into each other. And this is what it is. I just go one block under them, and then as I'm going past them, I have a ramp upward. So, like, I don't talk about this part much, but I almost took a guy's YouTube channel off of the platform. Dude had like 70,000 subscribers. He was a German guy, and he was taking my content, like the designs that I would make, and he would shot by shot recreate my entire video. But he would do it in German. Which is why him being German is relevant. But then his title, his tags, and his description were all in English. Not that that really matters. So this guy would shot by shot, he would watch my video, and then he would build the exact thing, block for block, in the exact format, like exactly. So if I had a shot that was this shot, he'd place down 10 chests just like this, and he would do this shot as well. Obviously, it looked ever so slightly different because it's in, you know, his FOV is going to be slightly different. And the world, did he stand back here or did he stand up here? Did I stand right here and he stood right here? But he would still, shot by shot, recreate the entirety of my video. And he did it to me 4 different times. And that's not allowed on YouTube. Just hard, flat, not allowed. After you hit, this is just super behind the scenes stuff. Once you hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, you're given a brand specialist. It's basically just a YouTube consultant. Yeah, that might be a better way of saying it, because she was never a branding expert. She was more of a YouTube consultant. If I had a question about YouTube, I ask her that question. And so I was like, yo, are you allowed to shot by shot recreate other people's videos on the platform? And she's like, no, laugh. And she laughed. And I'm like, okay. And there's drama that have happened with that in the past. There was some small indie filmmaker that made a indie movie, and their indie movie was copied by some large YouTuber and recreated shot for shot. So I issued takedowns. I first tried to contact him and be like, yo, this is not acceptable. And he never responded. So I was like, okay, I guess no other options here. And so then I issued takedowns on the 4 videos of mine that he had shot by shot recreated, and that's 4 copyright strikes, and you get your YouTube account deleted at 3. Of course, he then freaks out, you know, because 70,000 subscriber channel is on the cusp of being deleted if the YouTube. So he's of course going to argue that it's like fair use, and then that's going to go back to a human reviewer, and then human reviewer would check if he shot by shot recreated my video. In which case, it would have been very clear. But I was like, yo, people can learn, people can change. And I ended up dropping the claims, all 4 of them, with the only conditional is that he had to delete the videos. I thought that was being super fair. And this was like a, I don't know, like a 4-month process. And I mean, of course he's angry at me. He views me as the bad guy, right? Of course he does. Like, from his perspective, I had no right to claim something that's not mine, because it's Minecraft, it's owned by Mojang, and therefore not mine at all. Which isn't true. That's not how, that's at least not how US copyright law works, which is what YouTube is based in, and what YouTube bases their copyright system on. But of course he thinks I'm the bad guy, because I was some big bully, preventing him from uploading his video, right? But his video was just a shot-by-shot copy of the exact same thing that I had done. And he still does it, just not to me anymore. He still makes shot-by-shot, block-by-block copies, just not to me anymore. And I don't have a say over what he does to other people. I would encourage those people to tell him to quit as well. I don't think he does it shot by shot anymore. I will say that. I think that he attempts to rebuild the thing using his own style of building, but it's still block for block the exact same build. So this just, I bring this up to highlight the kind of point that I'm making about the toxicity inside of it's not just the Minecraft space, it's the YouTube space. And if we're using the metaphor of playing baseball or something like that, right? Why should I play? Who in their right mind would want to play baseball with people that do stuff like that? Like, that's the other team. The guy copied PewDiePie in Minecraft. He did the same thing Pewds did in his videos. I mean, yup. Okay, in my world, wait, what happens? I gotta catch up in chat. Can we see the main part of your breeder? Yeah, sure. Let me get this next cycle of villager breeding going, and then I'll show you. Do you have a YouTube? Yes, I do. ! YouTube. Did he delete the videos? He deleted the ones he did of mine, but he still posts every tutorial on that guy's channel. Every tutorial is him copying somebody else's tutorial and then re-uploading it as if it's his own. Every single one. He does new things now because of me, because he posts credit in his description. So he says the original design was made by so and so, but he didn't change it. He just block by block copied so and so's video, and he used to shot for shot copy the video, and now he makes the video. He presents the tutorial in a new way. But it's the exact same build, like literally block for block, the exact same build. So that's like saying, I built the exact same car you did, but I put the tires on first instead of last. That's the equivalent, right? He's building the exact same thing, but just instead of doing it step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he might go 2, 4, 3, 1, 5. It's still the exact same steps, but he just lays them out in a different sequential order. Did he not even credit you? No, not at the time. Again, he does now. He does now. But that's because I basically threatened to delete his YouTube channel. Because whenever I tried to message him, and I'm sure there are logs of this somewhere out there. I tried to message him, and I go, hey, you're just copying my videos. That's not cool. Would you please remove the videos that I did it in a lot more words. But I was like, will you remove the videos that you've just copied of mine? I don't consent to this. I don't want this. Please don't do this. And he ignored me. And so I gave him like a week or two. I don't know. This is like 5 or 6 years ago now. I gave him like a week or two, and he never responded. And so I was just like, okay, I guess I have no other option. And so then I did issue copyright strikes because YouTube's copyright system isn't actually copyrights. It's just an infringement system. It shouldn't be called copyright. It should be called infringement. So I don't have a copyright on my videos. However, YouTube does not enforce just copyrights. They also enforce infringements, and that was what I was basically issuing against him, is infringements of my YouTube videos. And so I issued 4 infringements, and it only takes 3 to get your channel deleted. Okay, so anyway. I mean, you use somebody else's Mob Grinder, but you didn't make a monetized video about it, Mob Grinder. Wait, what? That Mob Grinder is mine. What are you talking about? This? That's mine. I figured that out. Nims, does that mean that builds in Minecraft are copyrighted? Somebody responded, that would be something that would likely end up before some sort of high court, because there's arguments both ways, okay? So at the time, I looked super in-depth into this. This is all based on that interaction 5 or 6 years ago. So, here's the arguments. Are the paintings that you paint inside of Photoshop owned by Adobe, the makers of Photoshop? Is the painting that you paint inside of Photoshop owned by Photoshop? No, flat out, it's not. And there's a very specific law that states that it's not. I swear there's a build that you use that's not 100% yours. This redstone thing here, this perfect item splitter, isn't mine, for sure. The timer on the back of the netherwart farm, the timer that runs the netherwart farm, isn't mine. But, I would argue very strongly that I elevate the timer because I use the timer to then create a build, right? But yeah, the timer itself, and see, that's where I would then credit, right? Is like, I'm using this guy's timer, and then I'm elevating it to be able to build this farm. That's where credit is important. And then also with like the melon pumpkin farm. My melon pumpkin farm is super derivative of, God, I think it's Rayworks. It might be El Mango. Again, I always get those two guys confused. But my melon pumpkin farm is basically the same thing. For all intents and purposes, the same thing as Rayworks El Mango's melon pumpkin farm. But that's it. Like that's the entirety of things that I have used from other people. I mean, the hopper clock. But like that's just so well known at this point that like it's almost public. I mean, yeah. Anyway. So anyway, going back to are Minecraft builds copyrighted? To catch back up, the paintings that you paint inside of Photoshop are not owned by Photoshop. There's a very specific law to address this. It says something to the effect of, on a reasonably creative platform where the user is intended to create original pieces of work, those original pieces of work cannot be owned by the platform owner. Something to that effect, right? Okay, well, nobody's taken this to court yet for Minecraft, but you could easily take that law, and I don't even need to explain this. The intent of Minecraft is to build things inside of their engine. So it's a reasonably creative platform where the user is expected to create. And so then the things that the creator makes inside of the game or inside of that platform, you could strongly argue the creator has a copyright to, or has a right to copyright, would be a better way of saying it. You could absolutely make that argument as that law is written, using Photoshop as an example. The counter argument to this is the service itself might not be that creative. So you could say that the systems in which you do build inside the game have the illusion of freedom, but how many different villager breeders can you really make inside the game? How many different item filters could you make inside the game, right? There's core principles here that don't have infinite creative freedom. So you could say that it's just the game mechanic, in which case it would then still be owned by Microsoft. So you would basically need to just sue Microsoft for the right to the things that you make in Minecraft. However, you don't need to do that, and this is why it hasn't ever come out. Because Microsoft is not fighting, Mojang never fought, and Microsoft is not fighting monetization of their game. Everybody can log into Minecraft and make whatever they want and have no issues with being copyright claimed from Microsoft. So the question never needs to get asked, do you own the things you make in Minecraft? It never needs to be asked because Microsoft is never trying to take claim of them. I mean, yeah, they can pay the best lawyers for sure. Let's be honest, you would probably lose that court case. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. You can't even fathom how big a trillion is. Nobody can fathom how big a trillion is. It's so insanely large that it's just not comprehensible. So yeah, no, it's very unlikely that you would win that court case. But the point is you asked a question and there's the true answer. So the villager breeder, the proper villager breeder here is a 9x9 patch of dirt, the center block a bottom slab waterlogged with a composter and a light source on top of it. You then, of course, wall in the 9x9, providing enough light all around it. And then over here, you put a bed layout in a U shape around a opening in the wall that has a trap door on it. Beds in a U shape. On the same height that those beds are, you have a fence post. You surround the block above the fence post with trap doors, and then inside that trap door area, you place a villager and a pig. This then allows the baby villagers that are bred under the farmer to walk forward. They'll try to jump in there with the breeder parent, or they'll try to drop into this area to jump on the bed, and then instead they'll just fall down here and end up getting processed with all of the other villagers. And if the villager spawns underneath the breeder, well, then the hitbox collision between the pig and the villager itself will push them off of the fence post, falling into the water, getting processed all the same. I missed some stuff. No, like you copy their build and show that's where you get it from. I don't know if I understand the question, because that's just copying somebody else's work. It's like stealing somebody's homework, right? Whenever I see farmer throw carrots at the other villagers, all the carrots drop in the water below. You probably have the height incorrect. And like, do they fall into the hole in front? Or do they fall through the fence post past that villager? Either way, you probably have the height that the villager is standing at incorrect. That'd be my guess. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, yeah, are the few trillion-dollar companies. I mean, I think it's only Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon right now. But yeah, wasn't the PetroChina something? Wasn't that a fake million or fake trillion? Didn't it spike to a trillion because of some market manipulation? I'm just curious what the current... Yeah, Microsoft is at 1.3 trillion, and they're the biggest company in the world, and they also own, Minecraft. Apple's the next at 1.24, and Amazon has 1.19 right now. Google, Alphabet, which is Google's parent company, Google is an $876 billion company. So right now, there's only $3 trillion companies. Probably I'm just going off the wiki. Yeah, I mean, I was actually, I had the market pulled up on my phone. And it's not even close, like 1.3 trillion, 1.24 trillion, 1.19 trillion, and then you drop $400 billion to Google at 800, and then you drop another $300 billion to Alibaba, which is the equivalent of, it's like China's Amazon, I believe. So like, to go from first place to sixth place is an $800 billion drop. Which is just insanity. So anyway. Yeah. You could make the argument that you literally own the things that you make in Minecraft. But it's kind of a rough argument because there's no... Okay. You would have to set a legal precedent to make that argument. Do you think 2 conversions is good enough? Or do we want another? I'm surprised an oil company didn't get a trill first. Well, that's what ZGS was saying. He was saying PetroChina did. And I think Saudi Aramco is also an oil company. But no, I think the first $1 trillion company was no, I'm sorry. ZGS just had the answer pulled from the wiki. It was PetroChina. Man, $1 trillion companies exist, and I didn't even know. Yeah, there's 3 of them, right? Right now, today, in the middle of a worldwide pandemic and a worldwide recession, we still have 3 trillion trillion-dollar companies. I think that he's fine the way he is. Let me find the biggest company in the 90s. I have no idea what it would be, TBH. Okay, that's pretty perfect. Can I post a screenshot of villager things? I'm gonna say no, because this stream isn't here to be tech support for you. If you would like to post it in the Discord, I can take a look at it later and try to help you there. Is that fair? Okay, cool. I need to destroy this. And then we need to pop him out. We really want him to just get into position. Come on, bud. Do I tag you in a post? Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. And probably in like Twitch or YouTube or Minecraft or something like that. What's up? Could you keep it in English, please? This is an English-speaking stream, and we don't, you know, I can't independently verify that what you're saying isn't vile, so. And given your name, the second half of your name, it does not lead me to believe that you are a healthy member of a community. So English only or timeout. I need this guy to step in, at least in front of this. Oh, come on. Link says, guess what? Oh, hydrate! Hello. He's in position. Oh, he's in super position. Okay, perfect. Okay, so between these two guys, I can make a punch 2, power 5 bow. That's a perfect. Absolutely perfect. So then we want one more villager that buys. God, is it even important that he buys sticks? Because we don't store sticks on this side of the base. It is important that he gets string. We just need to get him all the way unlocked to see if he has tripwire hooks. That's what we need to do. So we need a new villager. to make him a Fletcher. Yeah, cool. You have school in 3 weeks? That seems early, but I don't know how Germany... Yes! Trident, give me your trident, please! Still no trident. One forever eludes me. How is Germany's COVID response? Like, how is your country's... Okay, yeah, we'll trade some sticks. How is the health of your country? Okay, so we've now had a very long conversation about the intricacies of YouTube. So here's the thing. Those bad actors hurt my love for the product, for the platform. It hurts my love for Minecraft. I don't want to have to do my passion when it is constantly negatively affected by the bad actors in the same space. I want to play Minecraft, and I want to share what I'm playing, how I'm playing Minecraft with people. That's what I want. But I can't do it because, and just look at the stream, for example. How many people have we had ask us for our villager breeder design or ask for tech support with other people's designs? Because the other users or the other creators in the space are so disingenuous to the community that I end up having to play tech support for their lies. Nims, you have to be careful with that word. Wait, what word? I'm so confused. Do I have a second language? I do not have a second language. I speak English alone. I've tried to learn Spanish, and I could speak a little bit of Spanish. But hang on, let me show you a thing. So, like, I am of the opinion that learning second languages is about to almost completely disappear in, like, a couple of years. Like, 2. Because, like, check this out. Real-time translate into German.
In German, you would say...
Okay, hang on. Let me see. I gotta... Here, be my German interpreter.
Alright, I'll be your interpreter.
Hi, how are you today?
Hi, wie geht es dir heute?
Do you want to go get lunch?
Willst du Mittagessen gehen?
I think I want a chicken sandwich.
Ich glaube, ich will ein Hühnchensandwich.
Do you know of a place that has ice cream?
Kennen Sie einen Ort, an dem Sie Eis mit Eis bekommen können?
I kind of stuttered whenever I said that one.
Ich stotterte irgendwie, wenn ich das sagte.
What's your favorite sport?
Was ist dein bevorzugter Sport?
How often do you get to play?
Wie oft darfst du spielen?
And what if we have a really long, complicated sentence that goes on and on and on, that's a little bit harder to translate? I could talk about the intricacies of YouTube, the intricacies of Minecraft, the intricacies of video games as a whole. We could talk about life and death and love and taxes. And this is a very long message. And how well does it do in this translation?
Und was ist, wenn wir einen wirklich langen, komplizierten Satz haben, der immer weiter und weiter geht und der etwas schwieriger zu übersetzen ist? Ich kann über die Feinheiten von YouTube, die Feinheiten von Minecraft und die Feinheiten von Videospielen als Ganzes sprechen, über die wir über das Leben und das Leben sprechen können, Tod und Liebe und Steuern, und dies ist eine sehr lange.
So chat room.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, it
Could you
doesn't.
say it again?
It doesn't know what chat room is. Okay, no, stop. I'm trying to pause it. This exists in my hand right now. Sure, it's probably not 100% accurate. You're right, it isn't. There's no way it is. It's not perfectly accurate. But that is absolutely more than passable to get by in a new country. What phone do you have? Asus Zenfone 6. So just an Android. I speak English, American, British, and a bit of Australian. Hell yeah, brother. Did you hydrate for my redeem? Yeah, I did. But I'll do it again, just in case. But speaking another language is cool and convenient. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very good for the human mind to learn a second language. I'm just, out of all of the things that I could learn to do in the limited time that I have to learn them, I think that my desire to learn a second language is rapidly decreasing. And like, that works with, hang on. That works with every language. Be my French interpreter.
Okay, let's start.
Hi, how are you today?
Salut, comment vas-tu aujourd'hui?
Be my simplified Chinese interpreter.
Soyez mon interprète
No,
chinois.
it's still in French. Be my Chinese interpreter.
Sure, let's start.
How are you today?
你今天好吗?
Be my Japanese interpreter.
Alright, let's start.
How are you today?
今日は元気ですか?
So like, I just swapped between, I don't know, 5 languages there. Literally, it took me 5 seconds between each language. What software is that? It's just Google. It's just the Google Assistant. It's built in to every Android phone now. You just here's what you do. Open up your Google Assistant on your Android phone and then say, be my blank interpreter. That's it. That's all you need to do. And it works the other way too. Be my Spanish interpreter.
Alright, let's start.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Soy bastante bueno, ¿y tú?
Más o menos.
More or less.
Oh. That's not what I remember it meaning. But still, I don't... So I could set my phone down in the middle of two... The point of this is, I could set down my phone in the middle of 2 people that are speaking different languages. They speak normally, they just wait on the phone to then say it back to them in their language. So I speak in English, and the phone says it in Spanish. They then respond in Spanish, and the phone says it aloud in English. One phone, one thing, and it just goes. I know some Hindi. Let's take a look. Be my Hindi interpreter.
Alright, let's start.
Hello, how are you today?
Namaste, aaj aap kaise hain?
Was this Hindi?
Yeh kya hai? Yeh Hindi thi.
I mean, oh, well, my mother tongue is Dutch. Okay, hang on. Be my Dutch interpreter.
Alright, let's start.
I don't speak any Dutch, but I do speak English.
Ik spreek geen Nederlands, maar wel Engels.
How are you today?
Hoe gaat het met je vandaag?
And that's my point. So, like, I don't know. I don't speak any other languages, but, like, we just did Chinese, Japanese, Hindi, Dutch, Spanish, French, and German 5 seconds apart from each other. It takes me just as long to pick up and unlock my phone as it does to start to have a conversation with another person who I speak absolutely zero of their language. I mean, I wonder if it can do like Afrikaans. Be my Afrikaans interpreter. Assistant can't speak Afrikaans yet. It can do, you can type to it, and you can have a conversation typing back and forth, but we finally found a language that it can't speak. Do Turkish? Oh, I guarantee it has Turkish. Be my Turkish interpreter.
Okay, let's start.
Hi, how are you today?
Merhaba, bugün nasılsın?
Where do you want to go for dinner?
Akşam yemeğine nereye gitmek istersin?
Are there any local customs I should know about?
Bilmem gereken herhangi bir yerel gümrük var mı?
Is there anything I absolutely need to see before I leave?
Daha önce kesinlikle görmem gereken bir şey var mı?
I stuttered through that one. I don't blame the interpreter. So like that's so no, I don't speak it. I both don't speak any other languages at the same time I speak all of the other languages. Breaking down language barriers with Google Assistant. Right. Somebody was talking about how needing to know or if I know another language, and I was like, I don't think anyone needs to know a second language anymore. Now I need to see someone from a different country do English. Well, that's why I was trying to do a little bit of Spanish. But I don't know that much Spanish. CIMO, you should learn a language too, so if you're in trouble in a remote place with no phone or anything, you can communicate with others. And ZGS with the hydrate. Yes! However, there's a universal language that we all speak, and that's the, my phone's dead, I need to charge it, where you panically wave your phone around and then you point at the charging port. Phones are effectively part of our human, like, being now. I don't want to say it's part of our anatomy, but phones are so, I don't know, so much so a mainstay in, I really wanted Flame. Oh, did we re-roll him? That even if I don't speak your language, I can hold my phone up and point to the charging port, and everyone in the world will understand that I need to charge my phone. Do we kill this guy and try to get Flame? Huh? Alternatively, no, we don't want to kill the Unbreaking Librarian. Yeah, let's just kill this guy and give it a couple more attempts at Flame. Okay. It'd be cool to wake up one day and speak Japanese. Be my Japanese interpreter.
These are the top results.
No. Be my Japanese interpreter.
Sure, let's start.
Today is the day I woke up and knew how to speak Japanese.
今日がその日だ。目が覚めて、日本語の話し方を知っていました。
Life is like the Matrix. I can wake up and know anything thanks to the power of my phone.
人生は私が目覚めて何かを知ることができるマトリックスのようなものです。私の電話の力のおかげで。
And that's my point. You shouldn't kill the villagers directly. That's a fair point. But I don't have any other villagers nearby, so it shouldn't, and they don't have the ability to gossip, so they shouldn't be able to see that I've killed a villager. That is a fair point, though. Maybe use librarians. I already have librarians with some pretty sick trades over here. And they have my Unbreaking Infinity enchant on them. So this guy has my Unbreaking, and this guy has my Infinity. He also has a Mending enchant, which is wild. So... I think it's funny to think that phones are used so much that even when we can't use them, we just freak out with it in our hand and people won't understand we need to charge it. I mean, that's exactly what would happen though, right? Imagine that you found yourself just suddenly teleported into a foreign country. You don't speak the language, you have no idea in the world where you are, and your phone is dead. What do? You just come up to somebody and you just start speaking in English or whatever your native language is, and you wave your phone and you point to the charger. And everybody in the world will understand that this foreigner doesn't speak my language, their phone is dead, and they need to charge it. Now, maybe some people would try to take advantage of you, but because your phone is dead, and maybe they could swindle you out of money, or maybe they steal your phone, or blah, blah, blah. There's some not great parts of the world. But they still understood you, and that's my point. I'm not gonna ride or die on what they do after, but they understood you for sure. Anyway, I want to step back because I want to ask a very real question. We've gotten just wild subjects today. It's cool, I love it though. Power on breaking, he dies. See, so what I probably should do is I should probably push the villager into the zombie area and then kill him after he becomes a zombie, right? But that just seems like too much work. Oh, hey, it also helps if you just one-shot him. Piston suffocation? I mean, yeah, that'd be fine too. So we've evolved to use our phones so well that even when phones are dead, we can still use them to be understood, even if it's dead. Yes, that's my argument. Yes, absolutely. And they're already, hey, we got some gold, sick. And they're already working on getting, there's multiple companies trying to get that technology to sit inside of your ear. Kind of like a hearing aid. Imagine if you could just put a hearing aid in and then understand what everyone else is saying, regardless of what language they speak, in real time, on like a 2-second delay, in real time, just in your head. And there's already like Kickstarters for this. It's not science fiction, it's already being made. Did he just instantly convert? Yeah, that would make sense that he'd instantly convert. Okay, I just don't care then. Well, just get a new one. I shouldn't have put that there. Because I'm not going to waste a golden apple on a villager if he gets bad trades. You know a lot about this stuff? Are you in the engineering field? I never went to college. No. I'll take that as a compliment, though. Thanks, bud. Guys, again, please keep it in English. Don't make me bust out my Google Translate on you. Was that the string trade? Okay, sick. That's the big one we need to get to. Dude! Power 3! That removes the need for 4 enchants because you have to go... Oh, no, it would be... Yeah, no, I think... No, it would be even more than that, because think about how many power 2s does it take to make a power 5? I want to hear Nims, ich bitch... Ich bin Deutsch. Wie man merkt. Okay, I'm gonna try. We'll see. Be my German translator.
Sure, let's start.
Ich bin Deutsch.
I'm German.
Wie man merkt.
Frauen markiert.
Oh, I thought that one was English. I got the pronunciation on the first one correct. Ich bin Deutsch. But I didn't get the second one correct. So I did it. I did it the first time. Imagine how many power 3s you get from fishing, but fishing is breaking in 1.16. You're not going to get any power 3s from fishing. W is said like a V, so V-man merkt? Merkt? V-man merkt? Okay. How many bows do you expect to make? Oh god, my Google Translate was open. Bows are the only thing that are not infinite to us. So obviously with unbreaking and mending, none of these tools are ever going to break. They just never will. Especially considering that we have just a flow of experience that we can just bask, we can bathe in whenever we want when we come into this room. However, I strongly prefer infinity bows because they only require a single inventory space of arrows instead of having multiple inventory spaces of arrows. And in a hardcore world, I would much prefer to know how many arrows I have left by looking at the durability bar of my bow rather than having to open up, because I can look and see how many arrows I have right now. I can see the durability, and that's representative of how many more shots I can make. But if I have a regular bow with mending, and therefore not infinity, then I have no idea how many arrows are in my inventory. Which, in a hardcore world, could get me killed. I could be trying to fight something and run out of arrows because I didn't know that I was out. Can you just not fix it? You have infinite strings and sticks. Okay, good follow-up question. Each time you repair something inside of an anvil, it gets more expensive. So, yes, I could... Here, let's go buy a regular bow from that dude. Let's go buy a regular bow. Okay, now we have our regular bow, and we're going to attempt to repair this. Here, let's actually repair it over here, because I actually have like 3 or 4 other bows. It'll say too expensive. Exactly! But not the first time. See, so this bow is on the end of its life. I can't repair it anymore. So once it runs out, it's a dead bow. But I have this other bow in here. I don't know, we're just gonna take this one. 9 to repair it. And it's the exact same thing. Power 5 Unbreaking 3, Punch 2, Infinity Flame. Power 5 Unbreaking 3, Punch 2, Infinity Flame. The Curse of Vanishing is completely irrelevant for this. And if I were to repair this and make it full durability, the next time I go to repair it, it will be more expensive. So let's look at this bow, which is also a Power 5 Unbreaking 3. This one's only a 5er. But if I were to repair it, it would become a 9. And then after that, it would probably become a 17. And then after that, I don't know what this bow is. Oh, this one's also a 5er. So eventually, those bows that I have will run out, especially as we go through the Nether in the next update, and as we build our Guardian farm here in a couple of streams. So I need to be able to renew those bows some way. And getting good villagers is a much better way of doing that than just hoping that I have enough saved. We just kill this guy, right? Because the dude down below has sticks and, I mean, bows. That's all we want, and it's power 3. Sticks power 3 instead of sticks power 2. That makes this guy strictly better, right? Arikrom, how's it going, man? Dude, it has been a while. So does that happen because you fixed it before, or because the duration is low? Because I fixed it before. So, chat room, we've gotten super... I have a real question. I have a real question that I want to ask, and it goes back to something that we talked about way earlier in the stream. And that's, how do I find my love with the platform, with content creation, when there are so many people cheating that I have to interact with? And that's a not rhetorical. I'm searching for that answer. Let's do it for your community and ignore the cheaters. I can't. Ignoring the cheaters is not an option, not even a little bit. Because the cheaters, those people specifically, I don't need to interact with. You're correct. But the cheats that they implement will affect every part of the content creation space. So specifically, every time I post a video, their videos are going to be in like my sidebar. I can kind of forgive that. I could just kind of not look, not care. Every time I go to post a video, my video isn't found by anyone. Well, that's kind of okay, because I'm not just trying to just remove you from your dollars. I'm not in this strictly for dollars. Obviously, I need dollars, because, like, I gotta eat just like a normal person. But I really am passionate about this space. So I can kind of, as long as my needs are met, I don't really care. But their community has overlap with mine. So of course, whenever I make, as an example, here's an easy example. I make my villager breeder tutorial. I tell the truth and say that my villager breeder gets 9 to 10 villagers per hour, which is the truth. The dude that made the one that's broken, that's bad, that he lies, he claims that it gets 12 an hour. It's a lie, but that's his claim. All of the people that watch his video are going to come to my video and say, yours is worse because you only get 9, whereas the other dude's gets 12. How am I supposed to ignore my comments being flooded by people parroting, like, echoing his lies? And that's my point. We already end up playing, I mean, ZGS, you've been here a lot. We already end up playing tech support for other people's designs. People ask me all the time how my villager breeder works, how my honey farms work, how most of the stuff in the world works, because the things that they see on YouTube don't work. So even if I wanted to just ignore those other bad actors, the people that they influence, I still interact with. And that's a hard truth. Okay, I want to catch up. Every time you post a video, just write down the title, then better than the cheaters. I wish it were that easy. So what you're talking about is search engine optimization, which is shortened to SEO. SEO is a very complicated thing. You can't just know what the algorithm is going to favor. Additionally, some people intentionally manipulate the search engine by posting like 7 of the exact same video. And because they've posted 7 of the exact same video, even if I did perfect search engine optimization, I'm still competing against 7 of the exact same video from this other guy. That's so hard. Yeah, don't backseat game, Steve. So not only is he copying you, he's lying. No, you're combining multiple people together. The dude that's lying is not the dude that copied me. Those are different dudes. Which is, I mean, therein lies the problem. There are multiple people, there are tons of people that are bad actors inside of and I don't want to say it's inside of the Minecraft space specifically, because that's not fair. Minecraft's community is no better or worse than any other community out there. They're all plus minus a couple of percentages the same. I would say that Minecraft's community is plus. It's better than most of the other communities that exist. But that doesn't mean that there aren't an overwhelming number of bad actors. How many subs do you need to have a successful YouTube career? It's not even close to that. You don't measure by subs, you measure by ad views. Dude, I don't even think I need that much. Like, I would be perfectly content with like a relatively low earning job here in the States. So the equivalent of like $25,000 a year, I think would be perfectly fine for me. So I would say that I would have a successful career at $25,000, which is slightly more than a minimum wage, but not by a whole lot. Give the real rates and then give hypothetical perfect rates. I don't understand what you're suggesting here. I built your tree farm on my single player hardcore world. Yeah, dude. This guy right here. I built it too. You have another job. No, I don't. Let's go ahead and take this villager and put him in position. Do we kill the other villager? Did he get the tripwire hook trade? So, thank you for the real responses here at ZGS. I really appreciate you. We haven't unlocked his last trade, so let's find out. So the question then becomes, if I state the facts, so if I say something that's maybe as so I can't just call him out, right? So you and I, us, everyone here, I'm just having a frank conversation with you. But if I were to call him out extremely publicly, and I were to say, if I were to say, that guy's bad, and he's lying, and he's misrepresenting a ton of things, that's shots fired, dude. That's YouTube drama. And that makes me volatile at best, toxic cancer at worst. Calling him out is not the answer, right? I mean, but it might be, because maybe I'm doing a service. Because maybe I'm like, hey, this guy is lying to you, and there's no regulatory agency, there's no nothing to say to show you that that guy lied. So is that toxic? Or is that a beneficial service to the community? Like your villager breeder thing, you have the rates to think. You said 9.5 an hour, but hypothetically, perfect rate is 12. Hypothetically, the perfect rate is like 11.5, but sure. No need to state names or drop bombs on people, but dropping educational facts with numbers. But doesn't that still challenge that person's claim directly? So if I step into a video, and I'm not trying to just poke holes in your argument, this is the actual thought processes that I have. Do I have a YouTube channel? ! YouTube. So if I were to pull up my video and I were to say like, hey, this is my villager breeder. It's really cool. It gets 9.5 villagers per hour. The theoretical cap is not 12 an hour, it's 11.5 an hour. However, real world rates are going to be much lower than that because of environmental changes and villager AI being pseudo-random. So this one, getting 9 to 10 villagers an hour, is very, very good against the true theoretical max being 11.5. So that's what you're suggesting. I approach it somewhere like that. Embedded in there, aren't I directly challenging his video? I got your hydrate, Hex, thank you. Okay, this guy did get... Okay, so he did get the tripwire trade. I think we just take this guy out. I think that we just take this guy out. And we put him in the other side, and then make this dude our new villager. Yeah. And our paths are set up correctly. If someone says that you're attacking them, have them run tests for hours and see if they get different results. I mean, sure. So how do you say, I'm just trying to be literal with your responses, because it's very easy to higher level this and say, oh, well, just don't worry about it. But that's like saying, don't be depressed. And I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, but that is advice that I got. No, this is too far. That is advice that I got last night, and it was very difficult for me. Ooh, I shouldn't have moved him yet. Okay, that's fine. We'll just push him over here. I think that's okay. Nah, let's push him this way. So if somebody then comes to me and they say, hey, Nims, you say you get 9 to 10 an hour, but so-and-so says he gets 12. His farm is better because he gets 12. And I say, in response, well, test them out yourselves. you'll see who's telling the truth and who's lying. Isn't that still like a rather sassy response? Like sassy at best, snarky, volatile at worst? And again, I'm not trying to just poke holes in the argument. This is the actual conundrum that I am faced with. These are the things that are causing me so much stress that I don't want to make YouTube videos. If I can answer these questions, if you could help me answer these questions, then I feel like I would have the answer to start making videos in a way that I would be proud of again. Do a science video, test all the popular builds and find out which ones are the best. I mean, I could. Absolutely I could. That could be a whole video series, right? Of effectively coming up behind and saying, hey, I'm gonna test every popular design. Like, I'm gonna take the top 5 results and test them against each other, right? I absolutely could. But then the results are going to be bad for most of those content creators every time. Like, I would say 70% of those videos are going to show people outright lying. And that's my point. Doesn't that then make me super toxic? Where's the beacon? They're all on the other side of the base. Blap, blap, we've got 2. Come on, dude. I need to get you out. Can I, like, fishing hook you out? The truth is not toxic. I disagree with that. The truth can very much so be toxic. I don't even want to show you the toxic truths because, like, that wouldn't be fair. That would totally ruin this conversation. But absolutely, truth can be toxic. That's like saying reporting a crime makes you a whistleblower. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because it's such an unpleasant thing. No, I'm not going to. I've decided I'm not going to. Hyper confrontationalism can be toxic. Yes, thank you. Needing to. Okay. I have an easy way of doing it. Well, actually. That's it. That's all you need to hear. And that while the well, actually person is probably truthful, it's a super toxic behavior. Well, actually. How long have you been playing in this world for? Stats. I think it's just over 23 days. 23.28 days. How do I get this guy out? I'm gonna go get my fishing rod and try to fish him out. Wait, I have string and sticks in my inventory. I need to block off his workstation. Alright. Only if you don't have the facts. Well, does making a Mythbuster video sound appealing to you? It wouldn't be a Mythbuster video, though. That's the thing. I hate cats so much. Sorry that you had to witness that, chat room. It wouldn't be a Mythbuster video, though. I'm not testing some old wives' tale. I am directly challenging the claim that a specific, singular individual makes in one of their videos. I am fact-checking someone. I'm not myth-busting an old wives' tale. I am actuallying a person on the content that they make. Let me go get his fletching table. So, I feel, and like you're getting it, you guys are getting it, I think. I feel overwhelmed with toxicity inside of the Minecraft community to the point that even existing around them fills me with dread and doubt and anger. To then make a video with that emotional state feels, I mean, impossible for me. Which is the purpose of all of these questions. All right, he's done. And you guys are, like, you're getting there. Like, these are all conversations. The suggestions that you're making are, some of them are new, and some of them are conversations that I've had with myself. I don't know the answers, though. I don't know if there is an answer. He might have just freed himself. I don't know. Where'd he go? Okay, he's in there, at least. So, okay, so you're referencing a debate between how that happened between another set of people. The thing is, every single section of YouTube is full of those, at best, mistruths or mischaracterizations. And at worst are outright lies, deceit, and manipulations for the sake of greed. Are we good with this, by the way? We have a Power 3 bow. We've got a Punch 1 bow. Over here, we've got a Power 2 bow, but that's not the point of this bow. It's so that way we can get the tripwire hooks, right? Oh god, we never cleansed this guy. Hang on. We need to ship this guy back out and get him zombified. I totally spaced on that. Come on, dude. Snopes.com, all on Nims. I mean, like, fishing farms, not entirely truthful. Every single fishing farm isn't entirely truthful. Every villager breeder I've seen hasn't been... I don't want to say that every villager breeder hasn't been truthful, but some of them are not truthful, and some of them are just gross mistakes. So some of them are lies, and some of them are huge accidents that break it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Where'd all my other golden stuff go? Most tree farms lie to you because they say that they're tree farms, but most of them don't have sapling crushers, which means that you have to go out into the world to farm saplings in order to then run your tree farm. Well, how do you farm saplings, chat room? You just cut down trees. So the tree farm videos aren't actual tree farms. At best, they'd be like sapling converters. But you still have to go out into the world and like create a huge supply of saplings before you could use that type of tree farm. Does that track? And I could go through and I could do that with almost every single design that exists. Most honey farms break if you do not keep your honey, or excuse me, most honey farms break if you do not keep your glass bottle supply in a perfect state. Depending on the honey farm, there's basically two types of knowledge. You either keep them perfectly empty, or you keep them perfectly full. What happens if your empty farm suddenly isn't empty? What happens if your full farm suddenly isn't full? They just break. I need a golden apple, and it doesn't look like I have one. I wish you could smelt bells down and turn them into gold. Sad. Most chicken farms are impossible to be lossless. Most iron golem farms that have more than one layer, like vertical, don't see much, if any, increase in rates because the new layer spawns iron golems, which then attach to the villages on their way down, which then slows down, if not stops completely, depending on the number of layers, the production of the lower spawning floors. So most multiple layer iron golem farms are lies. I mean, I could do this with every single farm type. So like, I could go through and I could just be like, this is a lie, this is an oversight, which I want to forgive oversights. I do want to just outright forgive oversights because nobody's perfect and nobody can perfectly do everything simultaneously. I want to completely forgive those. But outright lies? Dude, no! Need Bell's talk to tell him no. Nice. Easiest way to get gold. To make a golden apple for this dude. Can he pick stuff up? That'd make me feel a lot better. Yeah. We'd either go into the end and farm out a bunch of zombie pigmen, or we could go strip mining until we found gold. It's a curse of Nim's big brain. You have higher requirements for everything because you can see how they can be better. I don't know if I like the idea of being big brain. But I don't know if it's just that I can see them or if other people just don't care. And they're perfectly comfortable making something that they know is below par. They're perfectly comfortable making something that they know is going to cause what could be the word that we call it? They're perfectly making something that they know that will cause a headache for their user later. So a good example of that is the villager breeder. He knew chat room. What he was doing was not a completed design, and he knew that he wasn't representing it truthfully. But why did he do it? So he could be first and make the most money. And if I'm over here and I'm trying to do this because I love doing it, and full transparency, I need to make money too. But I'm not sitting here trying to like lie to you guys in order to do it. I'm trying to make, because it all comes down to like experience. Oh, hey, gold right away. It comes into like experiences, right? I want to not starve to death. And not starving to death is largely hinged on having the dollars to buy food. But isn't there a way that you could do that you don't have to sell your integrity for? You need a gold farm to prepare for the 116 pig trading? I'll build the gold farm in 116 once we reset the nether, right? Oh, that was a strange bug. My inventory looked empty. think 4 blocks of gold is enough? Probably not. How about a Minecraft talk show? You interview guests on Discord while you work together to build something. Wouldn't that just result in me shaming them? Like, hey, so-and-so, do you want to come in to my talk show and build your villager breeder? And then on a live show, I will shame you and show you every way that you've built it wrong, and I'm gonna point out every shortcut you took so that way you could capitalize on your viewers' reasonable ignorance so that way you could make money. That does not sound like that sounds like it would work exactly once, and then nobody else would appear on my show again. I mean, that's also assuming a lot of industry connections. I don't know that many people. Do you see how frustrated I am by people? Do you think many people want to be my friend? Because as soon as they do something that I deem lacks the mildest of amount of integrity, that does not set up like me in a way. Well, I'm actually kind of learning a little bit about myself right now. Holy crap. As soon as somebody does something that I deem lacks integrity, I don't want to be their friend anymore. So it's and like I've known that like not quite so succinctly, but I've known that large in part for basically my entire life. So because of that, I don't actively seek making friends because I'm like, yep, they're just gonna, the vast majority of the time, and maybe this is unfair of me to judge before I know, but there's integrity issues. Well, we definitely have the gold now. So I don't have industry connections. Please. Nims have been lurking the last couple of weeks while being sick at home. Apparently I'm already subbed. Dude, there were a ton of gifted subs a while back. That's definitely what it was. I'm enjoying your knowledge of the game and the rants for people's bull BS in the Minecraft community. Keep up the good work. Thank you for the kind words, man. Like, I'm even self-conscious talking about some of this stuff because, like, am I angry old man shaking my fist at the sky right now? Or is this like a real issue that exists? And it's not just in the Minecraft community. It's a real issue that definitely, it's an issue. It's a thing. I don't want to define it as an issue because maybe that's my internal bias. But it's a thing that exists in every facet of life. Absolutely. You have everyone in the world has a $sign on their integrity. That's just a fact that exists. The question is, how big is that $sign? And is that something that's worth being upset by? Am I overreacting? Actually, that's not even a question because even if I am overreacting, to tell me don't overreact is not the solution. Because if I have such a visceral emotional response to this, then even if it is an overreaction, that emotional response is still real to me. That is still my reality, and I cannot shift my own reality. It's like telling somebody that's depressed, stop being depressed. So even if it is an overreaction, that's an irrelevant question because it's my singular objective reality, and everybody's singular objective realities are completely different, of course. But this one is mine, so I need to learn how to cope with it, not to just binary switch shut it off, because that's not possible. Hopefully I explain that in a way that makes sense. Yes, I also have the condition where I hate people. I got your hydrate, Dozlor. Thank you. It was much needed. You could frame it as constructive criticism, ask why they did it in a certain way, and then provide reasons to do it another way. Doesn't that just feel super passive-aggressive? I mean, I tried to do that to you. I mean, specifically to you, because you had things that you had posted about COVID-19 in the Discord, and I was like, okay, cool, learning opportunity, allow me to help. And I literally was told that I was being passive-aggressive when I did my best to try to help what misinformation, and again, I'm not trying to hold this, I'm not trying to beat it, we've handled that conversation, but like, I tried to do exactly that thing, and it ended badly for me. Inside of my own Discord. How big is your $sign to sell out my integrity? I'd have to live the rest of my life comfortably. So, I mean, 6 digits at the very least. But I mean, it also depends on, I mean, to directly answer your question a little more honestly, so it's not a binary sell your integrity, right? Because it's would you steal $1, right? Would you steal a singular dollar? Let's say you watched it fall out of somebody's back pocket. You know who it belongs to. You know it's not yours. You watched it fall out of their pocket. Would you steal a single dollar? Would it be what if it were a $5 bill? What if it were 10? What if it were 20? What if it were a $100 bill? You find a wallet. Inside the wallet, there's $500 cash. Do you return the wallet with the cash inside? Do you return the wallet with taking the cash, but you still return the wallet? Or do you take the cash, never return the wallet? Or do you just never pick the wallet up in the first place and let someone else pick up the wallet and hope that they do the right thing? So not all tests of integrity are created equal either. So is manipulating a unknowing YouTube audience in order to make a couple $1,000, is that the equivalent of taking the money out of the wallet but still returning the wallet? How big is 20 subs? ZGS. Overreacting can be popular content. So that's the other problem, is this internal struggle that I have of like integrity versus content creation. There is a point where I'm allowed, or I could be toxic, so I could just directly call names and say, look, here's this guy's design, and I'm gonna put it on full blast today. And like that sort of thing is protected on YouTube because, and it's even protected in the States because of H3H3 production. Ethan and I forget his wife's name, but they're the power duo. They made fun of the dude that made that goodness. It was some really dumb video. And so then they did a shot-by-shot breakdown analysis of this other guy's video. And it was done through the lens of humor and like an in-depth look at this video that this other guy made, right? And it put the guy in a very bad light. So H3H3 totally put that guy on full blast. I wish I could remember more of the specifics. And that guy ended up suing them. He actually sued them for several $1 million. Defamation being the primary thing. Copyright infringement, a whole list of things, right? He did it. He sued them. And after like 2 years of a legal battle, H3H3 won because their content was, yes, based on his, but it was an artistic reinterpretation that elevated and then created new content derivative of it. So if I were to do a shot-by-shot breakdown of why other people's YouTube designs or other people's Minecraft designs or other people's YouTube videos are bad, that court case has already been fought and won defending that right. But would that be toxic? Would that be, especially in the guise of what is Minecraft? It's an electrical engineering simulator hidden behind a child's game, right? And the video that they put on blast was like he had presented himself as like this really strange womanizer character. So it makes sense to put like a womanizer on blast. Does it make sense to put an electrical engineer child's game on blast? Context is much less in favor of the blaster. You could be the Andy Rooney of Minecraft. I don't know what that is. That's a reference I don't understand. If you approach it as a matter of fact, wholly, it'll be better. I mean, you could be right, but the whole explanation. So if I wanted to matter of fact describe as non-biased and separating my emotional response as much as possible, if I just wanted to state plainly, I would say this design has several issues. One, and not my design, it would just be, I'm using my design as a placeholder. This design has several issues. One, the villager breeding cell was a copy-paste from somebody else's breeding cell, where so the villager breeding cell that's being used was not designed for this farm. Additionally, the villager produce area was also copy-pasted from someone else and not intended for use in this farm. Those two things together are like putting a square peg in a round hole. This then causes problems because the villager breeding cell expects a perfect flow of produce, carrots or potatoes namely, which it does not receive because it wasn't designed to be used by the original creator, wasn't designed to be used with a trickle system. This then results in villagers spamming each other with carrots and never actually breeding, causing the farm to stall for hours on end. Additionally, this farm doesn't account into the farmer can breed with the breeders, which means that a baby villager can get stuck on the farmer's platform, thus hard breaking the farm until you go in there and kill the baby. Additionally, this farm does not account for lightning strikes. Lightning strikes can affect a villager from up to 5 blocks away. Because he doesn't account for lightning strikes, the villagers in this design, with one unfortunate lightning bolt, can be lost because they would be converted into witches. With all of these problems, the 12 rates per hour that he claims clearly cannot be a true statement given the number of different ways that it breaks and the length of time for which it is broken. This also ignores that 12 is a theoretical perfect rate and not a real-world scenario because villagers take time to complete the breeding animation. So it's not exactly 5 minutes per new baby, it'd be more like 5 minutes 30 seconds per new baby. And whenever you take 5 minutes and 30 seconds per new baby against against a 1 hour window, well then clearly you can never get the 12 rates per hour that he claims, even if we forgive all of the other problems in his design. Yo, that is me being as objectively truthful while having no emotional response as I possibly can. There is no way that sounded like I was not putting him on blast. There is no way that I am not just Mr. Rogers roasting him. The Twitch... All right. So hang on, give me a moment here. Voice and video. I'm setting some stuff up. So nobody should be able to talk except for me in this channel. And everybody should be able to see the stream. There will be no overlays, there's no fanciness, there's no nothing. But it should be very, very, very comparable to what we were just watching on Twitch. I'm gonna post it again over there. But you guys can see, yeah? We gotta figure out how to do chat. I need to be able to figure out how to read what you guys are sending. We could... We could still try to chat in Twitch, but then that seems super risky if... that seems super risky if the Twitch chat actually dies. If, like, Twitch is crashing hard, then that seems, Here's what we'll do. I'm just gonna create a new channel. Create channel. Text channel. Backup stream. Chat. Boom. And I'm gonna put that... Let me move it. Okay. You should be able to chat in the backup stream chat. And I should be able to read it in there. And then, we should be able to stream through Discord streaming how we feel. Success. All right. I just big brained it so hard. Now, if only there was a chat to the side option, that would be nice, for sure. Let's convert this guy one more time. Making Power 3 into Power 5 is gonna take a ton of trades. Think there's like 0 chat delay, wild. Or like a lurk option. I figured this would be a good option. There's an option to turn the stream into a pop out. Yeah, you could pop out the stream and then mount the stream like that window right next to your chat, and then you would still be able to stream and chat simultaneously. Hang on, let me also throw one up, like a link to this in Twitter. Boom. I sent out a tweet, chat room. I don't do that very often. And I actually do see right there on the top of my Twitter feed, Twitch support says we're investigating an issue that's causing the site to not load. So they know. Did the stream die? Not just the stream, all of Twitch. Oh, hey, how's it going, bud? Okay, well, you don't need to go back in there. Yeah, there you go. You just chill right there, little buddy. Only if someone screen caps it or Nims records it on his side. I am still sending the feed to Twitch. I haven't stopped OBS, but I mean, I haven't. I still don't see anything on my dashboard. It still looks just network error, super bad. How are we supposed to clip now? I don't know. I don't know. Are mods able to speak in channel? Double checking for NIM safety if a mod decides to troll stream. By default, you're not allowed to chat in here, but you could obviously modify the stream, or excuse me, modify the channel, and then you would be able to chat. But don't do it. It seems like a surefire way to lose your modhood. Looks like if you want to clip, it looks like you're gonna have to bust out your own screen cap software, right? Oh man, we need chill beats back. Hang on. You're right. Can I? There's a way. We gotta look into Spotify Listen Along because I'm just listening to it on Spotify. So can I go account and like, can I somehow say share through Discord to listen along? I think I might have to connect like my Spotify connections. Don't we have a music bot? We do have a music bot, but it wouldn't be. Okay, that's what we'll do. Here, I got it. I figured it out. Does the music bot play the live stream? It doesn't. I don't see the music bot's mic lighting up. Is It doesn't look like the. It looks like Rhythm Bot is down too. I'm at a loss there. Give it your Spotify playlist or songs. It doesn't work that way. Rhythm Bot hasn't worked on a friend server for a few weeks now. Oof. Oof, that's a big oof. Are you sure Rhythm Bot can play a live stream? I mean, we can just do like, let's try not a live stream. Okay, it says nothing is playing, so let's try this. Hey, maybe it just can't play a live stream. You guys might need to adjust the volume of the Rhythm Bot for sure. But there we go. And we're still waiting on this guy to get cleansed. Oh man, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I don't remember where we were. Hang on, I've got to keep people. Totes Magoats just walked into the Twitch live stream and he's like, hello, anyone here? Hating people is what we're talking about. Oh, okay. So, I don't know how to compete in that space while maintaining integrity is where we were. And like, I'm using you guys as my therapy service. I'm using you as my therapy because the reality where I live, like the way my brain is wired is that sort of thing is an unforgivable thing to me. Yeah, that's good. It's an unforgivable thing. And because it's unforgivable, I don't understand how other people could opt to do it in the first place. And even if even if I make that logical, like that leap that I need to make, I don't understand how I'm supposed to interact with those people. And like, that's the disconnect that I have, because I could just put them on full roast. Because so right at the end there, I was kind of highlighting the way that I would, as analytically as possible, put come on, dude. He's probably trying to get over here into my bed to sleep, so let's sleep so that way I can get to daytime. Yeah, there we go. And he just immediately jumped in there. Perfect. Couldn't have been smoother. Now we still have the loom, the shepherd that we want, which is gonna be like the hardest villager we've ever done. I think you should try doing reaction videos like you talked about. They could gain some good traction and show the shortfallings of the community as a whole. Could get the community to start behaving better. You're right. There's a chance, but then it also might make me a well, actually kind of person. And how do I rectify those two states? And it's a super fine line that exists between them. Oh yeah, I was coming over to get the loom. Is it an axe? Yeah, cool. You're lost. Me too, bud. Me too. Okay. And then we just start dumping villagers into this until we get the trades that we want, right? He needs to get, I think it's white wool into, oh God, I think it's white wool into white dye into red dye. There's white wool. So we lock him in. And then it needs to be white dye, and it's light blue dye, so he dies. And we try again. How much do you care about people liking you, though, in that sort of professional setting? Like, it doesn't matter if content creators like you as long as the community does. Would the community like me, though? Does anyone like a well actually person? There's the white wool. Okay, we definitely need to get deeper pockets so we can trade more. Pretty sure you have at least this community that likes you. But I mean, the cancel culture is so strong across basically all of the platforms right now that any amount of toxicity might be viewed, even if it's not toxicity. I don't even want to characterize it as such, but any amount of I'm trying to think of the word. Confrontational behavior. Boom. That's perfect language. Any amount of confrontational behavior might be seen as toxic, even if it's not. Like, even if an objective truth says that it's not. And you say that, but I literally had one of my mods message me the other day saying that he's worried about my emotional response to the negativity or the poor sportsmanship that exists inside of the community. So, like, you're right, but only a couple more people joined joined Twitch, and so I'm saying, hey, come join the Discord. Doesn't the villager ruin rep points with the village? Only if he can gossip. So since he's nowhere around the other villagers, I believe that's how it works. I could be mistaken. But because he's nowhere around the other villagers, I don't think he has the ability to gossip to then share that I've murdered him. And how is the quality inside Discord, by the way? Oh, I shouldn't have put up my emeralds. That was dumb. I think as long as you do it properly, more people would get behind you than not, but I think you'd have to make sure you're doing it right. Try posting a video to subs only, and then we have the opportunity to give you criticism on it before it goes live. I mean, I hesitate with that, because one, you're an echo chamber, and like, I don't mean that to be mean. I'm not trying to disregard your opinion or devalue you, but you are inherently a friend and fan of mine, which means that you are more likely to agree with me. That's just the truth. He dies. How did I get 2 minecarts? Additionally, small sample sizes aren't representative of a whole. And even more than that, all of you have a character trait in common. Specifically, you're the type of people that enjoy watching streams and coming into Discords. Does that alone creates a bias in your opinion? I mean, I still absolutely could share the video with you guys before I posted it publicly in order to get feedback. Oh, yeah, that needs to stay. You need to go. So, like, if, I don't know, it's kind of like the, if you went to a very affluent or a rich neighborhood and then asked them, what their opinion of, like, local politics was, that would likely be a very different opinion than the opinion of a community, like a more impoverished community, right? So the simple fact of you guys all existing together in this space creates a true bias. There's problems with biases even with the type of people that fill out surveys, as an example. The type of person that fills out a survey versus the type of person that would skip filling out a survey is also creates an inherent bias. So I struggle with that. I struggle with so many things. There's a backup stream chat that we're all talking inside of Baron. Looks like you need a wool farm. I have a string farm, it's all right. What project are you working on? The final villager trade. The final one, and this is gonna be the hardest one. It's a, what is it called? A shepherd that's gonna go right there. And we need him to have 3 trades. The wool trade, a white dye trade, because we've got all the bone meal right here. And we also need him to have a red dye trade, which, because we've got all the poppies right here. Somebody did the math, and starting from 0 to do that is like a 3% chance. Well, we got the white dye. This is our first white dye, so there you go. So then we need to unlock his next trade and see if he gets red. Yeah, there you go, Baron. Okay. Oh, I picked up red dye. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm actually so dumb. I meant to pick up white. So dumb. Can we get a house tour? I actually did one. I made a YouTube video on a house tour. Yeah, so we could just link to that. I need to convert them first. Okay, give us red. If he gets red, that's it, we're done. I think it's like a 1 in 18 chance at this point. Something like that. Nope. He dies. We got 2 beds. And that's why it's super small chances. Because it's really, it's like a 1 in 18 stacked on top of a 1 in 18. Oi, you wanna give me your trident? Hang on. I would love that trident. I've never seen anybody do this kind of base before. It's pretty cool. Thanks, man. And I mean, that means that you're new to the stream as well, and you followed us into Discord. You're wonderful. Yeah, dodge. I became one with the Matrix, and then that one hit me in the forehead. We have most of the... Oh my gosh. This dude is a G. Oh my goodness. 3.5 hearts. 2 hearts. Or 2.5 hearts. What? That guy is so strong. What? How is this? Must be an enchanted trident. Oh, he got the donkey. This is the most. Oh, I'm actually scared of a drowned. What? He's got perfect aim. I didn't even get his trident. Restart stream, we are back. I don't know. I'll take the stream offline.